45 seconds.
Do we should still do a pledge and a Larry, do you want to do a pledge and a prayer?
Yeah.
You need anyone at once, you just come.
No, I'm the rest of the gang.
Michael and
My, it's kind of scary. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Have a pledge and an invocation led by Larry Zimmerman.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we're just thankful for an opportunity that we can serve our community. We just pray that throughout this meeting that we can make decisions that would merit the trust that we have been given by the community, and that we would make good decisions, and that everything we do would be for the betterment of our town. For we ask these things in Jesus' name.
Okay. We're going to have a shorter meeting tonight, I think you guys know, because we're missing some council members, so if you guys have any questions on the agenda.
Motion to accept the consent agenda.
Motion by Larry.
Well, this is the
This is
approval
just-
of the agenda, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, approval of the agenda. So you got a motion.
Yeah.
Motion by Larry,
Second.
second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we have to vote. Oh, okay. We got it. Thank you, Sarah.
Item D, citizens comment.
Do we have anybody? I guess no, we'll move on to the next.
Item F, approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, I guess I'll make that motion now.
Motion by Larry,
Second.
second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
Item H1, resolution for Series 2021-1 temp note sale for improvements to Rustic Creek Edition.
Honorable Mayor and Council, on February 1st of this year, you unanimously approved Resolution 2110 authorizing the sale for the temporary notes within the special assessment process for just under $2.2 million for the improvements for a term of 3 years that will have a redemption option on April 1st of 2023. Payment of the notes are structured to be made on June 1st and December 1st. And they have essentially a AAA rating for temp notes, which is an SP1+. The resolution authorizes the issuance, sale, and delivery of the notes, authorizes the mayor and staff and financial advisor and bond counsel to execute the actions necessary. And again, we're just proceeding with these improvements. This most recently occurred with St. Andrews Fourth. So is the last time we did similar type issuance for improvements. The resolution was authored by City Bond Counsel Kevin Cowan and approved by City Attorney Ryan Peck to form. Are there any questions over the final phase of this issuance? Like we said, you've already adopted half a dozen resolutions for each one. To get to this point, this is just finalizing the sale. If there are none, it's staff's recommendation that you approve the proposed resolution, and that can be done with a voice vote to waive the reading, and then consider with a roll call.
Make a motion to waive the reading
Motion by Larry,
Second.
second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
Motion to consider the ordinance.
Motion by Michael,
Second.
second by Larry. Roll call.
Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Leland,
Yes.
Councilmember Proctor.
Yes.
That is Resolution 21-12.
Item H2 is the ordinance authorizing the issuance of the Series 2021-1 general obligation bonds. This is our utility debt refinancing, which was authorized with Resolution 2111 on April 1st. We expect the savings to be in excess of 3%. Best practices dictate a favorable rate of return for that. However, when we went to sell the bonds, I believe there was a 4 basis point move in the 30 years, which is very similar, and there's a correlation to the issuance that the city does with this on this day. So we were unable to complete that transaction, as it would not have been cost beneficial to do so because of the interest rates offered at that time. We have our financial advisor, underwriter Brett Shogren of Stiefel here to answer questions that you might have on this. But ultimately what this is doing is authorizing us as staff to be able to secure a favorable interest rate due to the increased volatility. And this will allow the mayor and the city clerk to complete the necessary bond note sale documents. And then we will present a follow-up resolution as the next agenda item for consideration that will include Exhibit B, which talks about the successful pricing of the bonds. The notable change in this resolution from what was previously adopted is that Section 6 for the authorization of the mayor, clerk, and staff to complete the sale. It's very similar to what we did with the Star Bond resolution, where we received approximately $12 million in savings, but it was all said and done with utilizing the same approach. Obviously, we're not going to see that type of savings return due to the size of the issuance, but we do expect to see favorable market conditions return, and this will be able to allow us to then proceed with the lowering of the utility rates under this lower rate. There is a small publication fee associated with this. The document was written by our bond attorney, Kevin Cowan, and reviewed by City Attorney Ryan Peck, who approves the form. Staff recommendation that you adopt the proposed ordinance as presented, and that would be done by waiving of the reading, which is a voice vote, and a roll call consideration. Are there any questions? I know it's very similar to what you had just done on the first prior to that.
What kind of interest are we gonna try to get before we pull the trigger, you know?
Originally, we were projecting about a 1.5% true interest cost, and that was saving in excess of 3%. It may end up being just slightly higher. Right now, we're just basically putting the issue on hold. When we ran the numbers last Thursday, right before the sale, the last 2 weeks, market's been pretty bad. Last 2 weeks, AAA, the MMD municipal market data, saw about a 43 basis point increase in the last 2 week period, which is a big move, and that's AAA paper. Your issuance got a AA minus, so the spread will be a little bit higher on that. But we just saw such a big move that we couldn't achieve the 3% present value savings that was authorized by the council when the sale was authorized. So we're basically kind of backburnering it, watching the market. Market was better today. It's kind of stabilized, I think, and it was actually just a little bit better today. But I think we need to get about 20 basis points back before we can hit that 3% target, and that's our goal. I'm guessing between 1.5 and 175 true interest cost.
I know you can't predict it, but how soon do you think we'll be able to pull the trigger on it? Do you think the next month or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Obviously, don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
If I did, I wouldn't be here. But I think in the next week or two,
Okay.
if the market continues to stabilize, we're going to get you as much savings as we can. But I think the next week or two, hopefully we can get something done.
Good.
And we've got, the rating that we got last 60 days. So we basically got 60 days to use that rating. And unless something crazy happens, I think we can get something done within that 60 days.
Monica, you got any questions? No? Okay.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the ordinance.
Motion by Larry,
Second?
second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
Motion to consider the ordinance.
Motion by Michael.
Sarah, you want to second that?
Sure, I will second that.
Second by Sarah. All in favor, roll call.
Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Leland,
Yes.
Councilmember Proctor.
Yes.
That's ordinance number 865. And we will be moving on to resolution for Series 2021-1 GO bonds, authorizing the sale, delivery, form, and details.
And this is essentially reiteration of what you'd previously seen. The bonds, as we said, were to be sold, and this is to meet the increased volatility that we've recently experienced. This will allow the covenants that that affirms the purchase and the section 6 that was included in the resolution. So that's all, it's essentially incorporating that amendment into the indenture documents. And there's also a small publication cost associated with this for the paper of record, and it was written by bond attorney Kevin Cowan and reviewed by Ryan Peck. Staff's recommendation is to adopt the proposed resolution as presented, and that's done by the waiving of the reading by voice and a consideration by roll call.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the ordinance.
Motion by Larry,
Second.
second by Sarah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And that would be 21 to, oh, I'm sorry, this is the roll call.
I'll make a motion to consider the resolution.
Motion by Michael,
Second.
second by Larry. All in favor, say aye.
That's roll call.
Oh,
Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Leland,
Yes.
Councilmember Proctor.
Yes.
It's resolution 21-13.
And this is our 2021 mowing contract. We received one bid by the deadline. We did reach out to others, and it just, the scope of the mowing in the contract, we didn't have a lot of interested bidders. However, when you look at the, as was referenced in the staff report, the area mowed, the price is actually decreased over what it was previously. Our current contractor for the prior 2 years has amended their focus of their business to landscaping and irrigation, so that's primarily why they weren't bidders going forward. But Cantrell Cutting Company is the best bidder, and again, the scope of work is accurate, and we're comfortable with their bid. It's our recommendation that you approve the proposal for the 2021 mowing services from Cantrell Cutting Company for a right-of-way in the amount of $1,500.14 per week, and the nuisance mowing in the amount of $70 per hour for the 2021 mowing season.
I guess I just got a question, is $70 an hour, I mean, can we hire somebody for less than that and buy more? And
Usually not, because by the time that it gets to the nuisance, you're looking at not the usual deck mowers. It's more of a tractor type operation to get in there, or it's actually down a fair amount. We've had nuisance of 100 to 150 previously.
And doesn't it get passed on to the property owner anyways?
It is assessed to the property, yes, through property taxes.
They're given the option to pay it first, but if they fail to pay it, it's assessed to the property
Sure.
Which is usually what happens.
by and large.
I motion to accept.
Motion by Michael,
Second.
second by Sarah. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion passes.
Well, that concludes the business of our meeting. I will send out a detailed staff report, administrator's report midweek.
Okay.
And I appreciate Councilmember Leland taking the time to call in while you're out and away.
Yeah. Sarah, hopefully everything works well. Do you guys want to say anything before we go? Anything in mind before we adjourn?
no,
I don't have anything.
I think that's about it.
Okay. You're good?
With it getting warmer, I was just wondering if we're gonna have any new benches installed by new equipment this year?
There is a plan to, but we'll talk about that in greater detail
Cool.
next council meeting with the CIP.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess I look for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Larry,
Second.
second by Sarah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion adjourned. Thank you, guys.